You keep buying things you never finish. Guitar lessons abandoned after week 2. A half-read book on philosophy collecting dust. Language apps downloaded with excitement, deleted with shame. And every single time, you tell yourself the same lie. Maybe I'm just not disciplined enough. But what if the entire diagnosis is wrong? What if your inability to stick with one thing isn't a weakness at all, but a strength you've been taught to suppress? Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain operates on a different reward system than most people. When you start something new, your dopamine levels spike. Not because you're shallow, but because your brain craves the speed of learning, not just the knowledge itself. You're addicted to growth, not outcomes. The moment that growth curve flattens, your neurochemistry crashes. This isn't a character flaw, it's biology. Most people think mastery requires decades of singular focus, but the most valuable people in the world aren't specialists anymore. They're connectors. They see patterns across disciplines that pure experts miss. A musician who understands code writes better algorithms. A scientist who studies art designs clearer experiments. Your scattered interests aren't distractions. They're raw material for insight that singular thinkers can't access. The problem isn't your curiosity, it's that you're trying to build depth using a strategy designed for someone else's brain. You don't need to force yourself through the plateau with pure willpower. You need to engineer your environment differently. Pick one skill, but lower the stakes. You're not committing forever. You're committing for 6 months. Just long enough to push past that dopamine drop and reach the other side. When that urge to quit hits, and it will, don't try to power through for hours. Just add 15% more. If you plan to practice for 20 minutes and want to stop at 10, go to 12. That tiny gap, that small uncomfortable moment, is the rep. That's where your brain learns tenacity isn't about suffering. It's about proving to yourself that the discomfort has an end. Stop apologizing for your range. The world doesn't need another person who knows everything about one narrow thing. It needs someone who can stand at the intersection of multiple worlds and translate between them. Your inability to pick just one path isn't confusion. It's clarity that the future belongs to people who refuse to be just one thing.